I want to show you something that is very amazing and is revolutionary. The system is open source, so a donationware that allow you to load plugin on another computer. That's mean that you will uncharge your DSP. That's mean too that you can load a plugin even if you are on an M1 computer or Big Sur, and you can load plugin that run only on older computer, and you can take an old computer and make it work better than UAD devices. I have Mac Mini late 2009, so the latest OS you can put on it is El Capitan. I can transform this machine running more DSP than UAD OCTO. So I show you my rig. Here I have a quad DSP. I have an Apollo 8P that have 4 processors in it, and I have Apollo Twin that I have 2 processors in it, and all together run less DSP than my old Mac Mini here, 2009, with 8 GB of RAM that cost me about 50 Canadian dollars, and the standard hard drive that's in it, El Capitan, with 8 GB of RAM. I have installed all my plugin on that I want to use remotely on this computer. This computer is also plugged with a good wire, Ethernet wire on the switch, and my main computer here. My main computer is running Big Sur with the latest Logic 10.6.1, and here I have my UAD device. So to make the test, I will use a plugin that is consuming a lot of CPU on UAD device and available also in native format. So I will be able to load the plugin on the computer, on the UAD, and also on the remote computer. So my computer is 6-core 2.9 GHz. What I've done is I have 24 track with audio. We will not listen about the audio here. Believe me, the audio is very reliable. I will use this plugin, the angle from Plugin Alliances. To show you, I will enable the plugin and look at the UAD meter here. So when I put one plugin on, the UAD meter shift from 0 to 43.3%. I have 10 DSP, so logically I can open 20 tracks instead of 24 tracks. So if I load 20 tracks here, I have no error message. So here I have 2 plugin per processor, so there is not enough space on any processor to load another plugin. If I load another plugin, I have this message that I lost my resources. So my system is loaded at 91%. Okay, so with 20 instances of the angle amp on my UAD system with 10 core is loaded at 91%. I disable all the UAD instance. Okay, now I have the angle loaded normally with no UAD native. I loaded it on the 24 tracks, and I will play a loop that have some audio on each track. So there it is, the loop is playing. So when I look at the meter, each task use about 15% of the processor. So there is, in my case, there's 12 tasks because I have 6 processor. So 12 multiplied by 15%, that equal about 180% of a task. So 90% of a processor. I insert the same plugin on all insert, not is deactivated. If I activate one and open it, I have the angle E646, the same plugin that I have run natively and that I run on the UAD DSP. And this one have all this plugin on each track. You can view it here. This is the plugin monitor of the audio grader system that show that each track here have the same plugin loaded in it, and you will have the latency of each plugin when I will run the audio. I have to select all my track and enable audio grader on with the angle plugin on the 24 tracks, and it play. I hear the sound is very distorted because because of the amp plugin, but it's not the purpose here. So if I open here, I see the CPU of the Mac Mini. It's around 41% of usage. Now it's jumped to 92%, 94, but there's no problem. And now you have the latency of each plugin, which is about the same latency that the UAD device. So with my Mac Mini 2009 with the dual core 2.2 gigahertz with 8 GB of RAM, I can load 24 instances of the Angle plugin. And with an OCTO satellite that have 8 UAD DSP, we can run almost 16 of it. My old Mac Mini that cost me nothing but RAM upgrade I do in it is more efficient than UAD OCTO that costs 1,500 Canadian dollars. Luna DA is very powerful because of their summing concept of plugin, but they don't put a freeze track like Logic in it. I guess it's because they want us to buy more DSP and more DSP, but remember the Shark DSP that are in their machine are very old and they run at 450 megahertz per chip. It's very slow. Now what you can do, see, if you want to mix in Luna, because Luna is incredible for mixing, is to use plugin alliances, plugin for the API, SSL, or the Nave console, run it on the Mac Mini, so you will not have to bounce track to lower CPU usage or to buy a lot of satellite to have enough CPU power to load a Nave console on each channel. For my side, I will be able to run with Big Sur on my computer, load old plugins that are not available for Big Sur, and I will have to mix with Luna without having to bounce track. For now, the plugin doesn't support sidechain, doesn't support automation, so hope it will be helpful for you. I suggest you to try it seriously, and hope you enjoy. Bye.